Let's get it.
Don't have a pulse.
Yeah.
So that dude just speed ran up the stairs.
You saw that?
Yeah. Careful. Dude, he's skipping around.
Got you silent. Shit, no, I'm coming out now.
Oh, me?
Okay, there's your money.
I'm gonna drop.
Ready when I'm ready. Pull up.
Oh, we got two right here.
I don't know how he didn't die.
I know, boy, I'm so hard.
Yeah, where you going?
I can come back.
So what's up? Going.
Bro, you kidding me?
Bitch.
Nice.
Let me pop the blue on
Yeah, we gotta get a better spot.
Someone take it
I
over.
just got another money.
Get over there.
Oh, me?
Oh, let it die.
There's only two behind us now.
Feels like more than two. Yeah, there's about four. They're killing me everyone.
I got one. Oh my god, Jay.
What's up?
So I really wish we had that.
Let's go. Come on. Let's hit the stairs.
Yeah, we gotta clear it when we get the chance.
myself.
No, you're
Come on, let's go to the stairs. Up on them.
good. I need money.
I got no money at all.
Yeah.
They're up there still.
I got a medi.
Just keep
I
going.
got the mech it.
They're far away. Just
Come on. On me.
go to Shepard. Yeah, they're far away. You guys gotta keep going. If you're gonna kill somebody, let me know, okay?
Oh, we're probably about to kill someone. Just be in a safe spot.
Oh,
He's already rude. You gotta go pick him up.
That's the
Tyler, are you able to
fucking
come under?
clip of the
Or like go in her
T-Side.
direction if possible?
Yeah, you're getting cooked, Hydra, right? Yeah, you feel me now? I didn't even get that.
Tyler, you need to come downstairs.
The pop shotter.
I can't, I got
we
two
got more
people,
coming
huh?
too.
I'll need to go upstairs.
right behind you.
You're coming up checkpoint in just a moment.
Right here,
Hang in
right
there,
here.
hang in there. Do not die.
We're good, we're good.
Group.
Yeah, right up top.
Coming up checkpoint
Awesome.
and...
I can, bro.
Kill.
Fuck.
Second.
Somebody had to help his ass, man. Come on, man.
They pop blue.
What?
Don't run, bro.
Kill the one over here, kill the one over here.
Come all the way down.
Behind us?
Hold down.
Throwing Nate. I just come. No, Nate.
Hold the
I'm
record.
gonna put that there. There's air in there.
I'll spread it on my deck. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back.
Follow me.
Just now.
Die on me.
Many?
He died.
JJ, you by yourself, bro. You gotta talk to her.
Oh, bro, you're getting beamed. Oh my god.
What's on the floor for you? Oh, cat, I hit your body.
I feel you.
Ah, I popped that
Go
ring.
get rid of Eric. Get rid of Eric. He's fine.
He's Banshee now.
Banshee now? Bro. Rebuild in 5 minutes.
We out. We gotta move. They gotta keep responding, Jay. Come on. We gotta move.
What's up, you guys? Gourmet Jay here, bringing you a brand new video, and this one is pretty self-explanatory. These are some tips on how to be the most dominant team in your server. So let's start off with team composition. First of all, one of the most important things of any group is the support. At least one support player, whether that be a healer with Reclaimer or Final Measure, even Tactician, where they can rock a pulse and have a strong heal, or a D3 build, which actually is very helpful in crowd control. It helps distract the enemies, the opposing side, where there are a lot of benefits. It offers you a lot more tank, a lot more stamina. It gives you a grenade buff or a firearms buff whenever people are spamming nades at you. You know, there are a lot of benefits to a D3. Of course, with Reclaimer, you get those incredibly strong heals. The defibs, you know, of course, if you're running Striker, you have healing on top of healing on top of healing. And then Tactician, I mean, who doesn't love an absolute beautiful pulse? So that's the basis for the support. If you guys want to find a very good support build, I suggest you guys check out my friend Kater. She is one of the main supports that I run with, and her builds are absolutely fantastic, and it's very in-depth, and it actually helps you guys to understand why she runs. She helps to understand why she runs things the way she does. The second thing is the DPS. So you absolutely need at least 2 DPS users in the team at all times. You could run with 1 and have like all 3 healers or all 3 support, but it's really hard to fight against that, especially when you're going. It's really hard to fight against a server. So having at least 2 DPS users is is key. As far as DPS, I would have at least one striker so that they can be self-sustaining with their heals. A bit they can do, be in the front lines and tank most of the damage that's coming. Also run a very high firearms build with like 9k firearms, say with Alpha Bridge, a gold build, Lone Star, something that does a lot of burst damage that can help the striker or help the other DPS user, the striker, while the striker is trying to get their stacks up. So it helps with, if you have a pulse build, with the 9k firearms, with the vigorous, you have an overheal over you. So say you're running with 9k firearms and you have 375k toughness and you have an overheal that offers that 180 HP. So you could run your healer can have a defib that's incredibly strong, and it's basically somebody shooting you and your defib is just your overheal is still going up while you're face tanking somebody else. So that's incredibly helpful. I'm actually seeing a lot of 10k nomads do that, but they cannot compete against another striker that has their stacks. Another striker with their stacks. I mean, of course, they're gonna have their nomads proc, but of course, if a striker or even the 9k player that is on the team, if they're playing smart, they can outplay that nomad. 2 is communication. Your team needs to communicate at all times. Who is coming from where? What is the opposition running? How many strikers, how many preds, how many nomads? Do they have a healer on the other team? Who do you need to focus first? Who's pop shotting? Who has Cronus? These things you definitely need to point out. And you guys, especially when you're fighting against a server, you definitely need to call out what is going on in your area. Call out, the squishiest player, call out the tankiest player, and call out somebody, when you're starting to feel a bit overwhelmed, call out players on who to focus first. And it is important for the healer to actually call out their heals as well. The healer needs to say, I have a heal on me on, say I have a heal on silent, and everybody needs to go to silent. Or they'll say, I have a heal behind this red van. Everybody needs to know, they need to have that situational awareness. They need to have awareness of their surroundings so that they know exactly where to go to catch that heal. So it is incredibly important to communicate at all times. And what goes along with this communication is you need to almost protect your healer or your support players, because those are the guys that are keeping you alive. And most times you'll see the opposition start going after the healer because they find that they can't kill the DPS because the DPS is super strong and they have all these heals. So it's incredibly hard to kill them, especially if you have a well-organized team that is cohesive and can coordinate. So these are just some of some brief things. You definitely should be running critical save, combat medic, precision. If you're running with a pulse user, I would not run precision. I would actually run on the move along with strike back, not strike pack, strike back with a B. Strike back so that you can get your heals, get the cooldown for your heals. As far as the skills that everybody is wearing for the DPS users, I would definitely have the immunizer so that you can have the cleanse for any pred bleed or shots or anything that any status effect. Have both of the DPSers run boxes. One DPS can run a booster and the other can actually run a disrupt for whenever you're running against a lot of pop shotters or somebody who has a server that has a lot of turrets. I mean, we've all seen that. Turrets are incredibly popular nowadays. As far as your support, they have the pulse and another strong heal. I would actually go for an overheal for the overdose so that everybody in the group can get an overheal. And then for the healer, they have the box, whether it be Reclaimer or Final Measure. They have a box and a defib. So those are the skills you should definitely go for. And call out what skills you have. If somebody in the group needs a medi, everybody needs to have combat medic on so you can give that person a heal. I will create a more in-depth video, including tips and tricks you guys may have or may have not known about, and things that are more complicated that can really set you apart from everybody else. So I appreciate you guys coming through. Much love. Have a good one.